Russian Armed Forces infantrymen are conducting daily assault operations in small groups to capture Ukrainian trenches. These operations, carried out under the control of drone operators, are being conducted with great precision. Violent clashes are taking place at close range.
Лево, право, лево! Право беру! Право держи, лево держу!
This Ukrainian soldier ran extremely fast to escape the Russian FPV drone and zigzagged to mislead the operator. The drone was unable to catch the soldier. Kharkiv direction. The Russian attack operator found 3 Ukrainian infantrymen during reconnaissance. The men heard the drone but chose to flee. Footage of the fire that broke out in the infrastructure in Yuzhnede following the Russian Garan UAVs and the damage and destruction of the equipment operating there. Today, attacks were carried out on the railway infrastructure of the village of Sarata, located west of Zatoka and Myakino. Garan UAVs struck the target one after another. A Russian reconnaissance drone spotted a small group of infantry running through the streets. Then FPV drones were prepared and set off. A large fire broke out in the building. Russian reconnaissance UAVs in the direction of Hulyai revealed the trenches and shelters of Ukrainian forces. Then, regular FPV drones began exploding one after another. Another artillery position was found near the trenches during the first attack, and the inevitable happened. A Russian robotic platform is covering a small stream with stones so that infantry can cross it easily. At the same time, drone operators are monitoring the situation, and attack FPV drones are on standby in case of a possible enemy attack. I don't recall sharing such an image before. I would like to extend my gratitude to the military units for providing us with such images from the front lines. What kind of images would you like to see? Please share your requests in the comments. Perhaps the soldiers will see them. Such images are very rare.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
It appears that Russian FPV operators destroyed the first Australian-made M1 Abrams tank near Pokrovsk. These vehicles had arrived in the country a few days earlier and immediately entered combat. Previously, most of the US-made tanks had been lost by the Ukrainian Armed Forces 47th Mechanized Brigade. Another tank appears to have been destroyed here as well. Zaporizhzhia Front, Primorske. The view of a settlement partially destroyed as a result of the fighting. On this side of the front, a Russian Air Force helicopter destroyed a Ukrainian position with a guided missile like this. A bunker belonging to the Ukrainian Armed Forces 46th Separate Airborne Brigade was discovered southeast of Novopavlivka. UAV operators did not hesitate to send a UAV into the enemy's lair, causing the command center to explode and catch fire.
5 человек, все сгорело, дотла, БК, автоматы.
Allied TOS-1A units destroyed enemy forces with powerful attacks in the Grishino area. The Russian drone team uncovered the Ukrainian UAV control center. First, the antennas and signal amplifiers were destroyed. Then, the warehouse where the drones and ammunition were camouflaged was destroyed. A very powerful explosion occurred. Finally, the Ukrainian UAV team's ground robotic platform was destroyed. The operator lying in wait spotted movement on the road. It turned out to be a black drone carrying supplies. You can see the enemy noticing the approaching drone and clearly turning back to make way for it. Kharkiv direction. Sumy direction. A pickup truck carrying a group of Ukrainian Armed Forces soldiers collided head-on with an FPV drone. Another group of vehicles belonging to the Ukrainian Armed Forces in the Sumy region was also turned into scrap metal. The drone operator followed the road and eventually found the Ukrainian pickup truck. Another pickup truck heading towards Kharkiv did not notice the drone. As a result, the drone crashed into the driver's door. As the soldiers were approaching their positions in the Donetsk direction, a FPV drone suddenly appeared. The soldiers behind the pickup panicked and shouted at the driver to be faster.
Борец, куда? Фу, блядь. Ты снимал? Да. В этой массете запутался.
Смотрю, нахуй, прикинь. Я думаю, да ну нахуй, ну летит на нас. Думаю, да ну нахуй.
Russian reconnaissance drone operators revealed the UAV control point of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. The position was monitored and reported for some time. Then, attack drones were activated, and the control point and UAV antennas were destroyed. In the Lipsy residential area, fiber-optic drone operators destroyed an American-made Humvee. The crew left the vehicle as usual, leaving the door open. Why do you think this could be happening? Leave your thoughts in the comments. The Humvee was first attacked by artillery, then the fiber-optic drone delivered the final blow. Sumy region, Korolki settlement. Russian reconnaissance operators found the 128mm Rak-12 MLRS, Croatian-made. The Lancet UAV was then launched to attack. Lancet accurately hit the target and destroyed the MLRS. Objective monitoring of the destruction of the Ukrainian Armed Forces UAV unit in the direction of Konstantinovka. A Russian FPV drone entered directly into the UAV control point. On a section of the front line, a Russian UAV crew spotted a location where 2 Ukrainian soldiers were hiding. The Russian military approached to give them a chance to surrender, but the enemy decided to open fire. Our soldier responded by throwing a grenade.
Смотри, она еще летит, блин.
A Lancet munition destroys a Ukrainian Armed Forces truck crane attempting to repair a damaged crossing over the Seversky Donets River near the village of Ryhorodok. Russian FPV drone operators hit an American-made Humvee in Vovchansk with a direct hit. The armored vehicle rolled over several times and ended up upside down. Sever Group UAV operators are fighting against Ukrainian Armed Forces artillery units. Volkansk direction. Sever UAV operators are detecting and destroying Ukrainian Armed Forces firing positions in abandoned buildings and forested areas. Numerous mortar positions have been destroyed by precision strikes. The Russian army repelled a counterattack by the Ukrainian Armed Forces near Kupiansk. 2 M113 armored personnel carriers attempted to advance toward Russian positions with soldiers on board. UAV operators from the 6th Army of the West Group fired precision shots at enemy equipment. The soldiers inside the vehicles jumped out of the armored vehicles and scattered across the area. Two Ukrainian operators were caught on camera by a Russian fiber optic drone while fleeing their positions. The two soldiers behind the Ukrainian armored vehicle managed to escape in the final seconds. The Russian FPV drone struck the soldier's body, but the explosive on the drone did not detonate. No one was injured. The drone did not explode after it hit the ground. The panic of the soldier operating the vehicle is clearly visible. Everything happened in a matter of seconds. Russian engineers are working on new drones. These drones carry 14 munitions and drop them in pairs. Equipped with a grenade launcher, this drone can destroy other drones in the air or destroy targets on the ground. Russian engineers are adding new weapons to the drones every day and testing them. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. The crew of a T-80 BVM tank belonging to the Central Military Group destroyed a Ukrainian Armed Forces UAV control center located on the outskirts of Krasnoarmysk while in a closed position.
Выстрел!
The tank crew's actions were objectively recorded.
Выстрел!
Soldiers from the 3rd Army's Azov Corps fell into a drone trap set by a Russian drone operator on the road. The drone, lying in wait on the road, struck a trailer-mounted motorcycle carrying 2 people. The drone operator then struck 4 members of the Azov Corps hiding among trees in the same direction. An S-60 howitzer-equipped Ukrainian Kamaz truck was destroyed in the Smorodkivka area. In the Novodnestrovsk district of the Sumy region, a Russian fiber optic drone caught up with a Ukrainian pickup truck. The arrival of a second drone completely wiped the pickup truck off the map. Footage of the Russian Armed Forces aerospace forces striking exposed enemy targets in the Army's attack zone using the UMPK FAB-500. As a result, 3 shelters housing enemy personnel in Novonikolayevka were destroyed. A Russian FPV drone spotted a fast-moving Ukrainian pickup truck and accelerated toward it. The soldier in the back of the truck couldn't draw his weapon in time and couldn't fire at the drone. In another attack, 3 Ukrainian soldiers opened fire with light weapons but failed to shoot down the Russian drone. The crew of the Ka-52M reconnaissance and attack helicopters are shooting down Ukrainian drones with 30mm 2A42 cannons. It's very precise work. Footage of the downing of a Ukrainian Baba Yaga UAV in the Sumy region. The Ukrainian UAV was hit by a Russian drone just as it was dropping its full payload. However, the payload still fell to the ground.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
A powerful explosion in the middle of a field. 5 aerial bombs and 51 anti-tank mines left over from World War II were destroyed in the Leningrad region. According to the Ministry of Emergency Situations, the dangerous objects were found by eyewitnesses near a train station in the Tosnensky district. This is a shelter belonging to Ukrainian forces, and it contains a large amount of powerful ammunition. This is a Russian fiber optic drone. The Russian drone destroyed the shelter and the ammunition inside it in a single strike. The powerful explosion could be heard even from a long distance.